After beating the game and its various hard mode VR missions, we've looked back on various quests and tasks that we definitely wouldn't have wanted to miss out on. So here's all of the quests and things that you shouldn't skip for their various rewards to make sure you have the best possible playthrough. Share your tips down below and drop a like if we've helped you out, but a quick minor spoiler warning, we won't go into detail on the main story here, but we will be talking about various side quests and tasks, so this is your heads up. We'll start off with a very important one for any collectors or achievement hunters out there, as it's the Johnny's side quest in Costa del Sol, the Saga of the Seaside Inn. This is actually a very long side quest with a lot of different parts to it, but it's vital and required if you want to platinum the game. You can start this the first time you enter Costa del Sol and encounter Johnny to help him fix up his inn. To start with, you'll be searching for various materials dropped by Johnny's clones. Then you'll go on a wild goose chase for various items to fix Johnny's boiler. It's important to note that once you get to the next stage, where you then need to get Johnny a Tonberry King's crown, you will need to progress the story to access the southern part of the Coral region. Once you have access to this, you must then do world intel to unlock the classified intel in the area, and this will let you fight the Tonberry King. During the fight, after you pressure him, his crown will drop on the floor. What you will want to do to get full completion of this quest is steal the crown after it's dropped on the floor with one of your characters, and this can take a couple of attempts. Once you have it though, you can then finish the fight and return to Johnny to complete this quest. Doing this will unlock Johnny's treasure trove, a place to store your collectibles, and there's 88 in total. As you collect more and more of these, you will gather additional achievements, and all of them will be required for platinuming the game. Then we have an amazing weapon for Aerith with the highest magical attack, as well as giving her one of her better offensive moves, a returning favourite from the first remake, Ray of Judgment. Later on in the game, in the Mount Nibble region, you will eventually get the side quest Lament of the Damned. This will have you exploring the Mount Nibble Manor in search of the cause of some strange noises. There's several fights, a boss, and some cool lore about Hojo. Seeing this through to completion though, will unlock Hojo's exams, a set of VR missions for you to complete with various rewards, but if you do all of them, it will unlock the door to Hojo's secret laboratory. Inside of here will be several chests, including a purple chest, granting you this powerful staff for Aerith. I've used this staff for Aerith ever since I got it through all of the hard mode VR missions, and it's served me super well, so you should definitely grab this too. Next, we wanted to highlight the importance of doing the Cosmo Canyon Proto-Relic World Intel. If you love the lore of the Final Fantasy games, especially for those around Jessie and Wedge, you will not want to skip this. These World Intels will unlock a new minigame activity called Gears and Gambits. Basically, it's like a tower defense game where you send robots to attack the enemy boss while switching between angles to stop his minions from reaching you. It's fairly straightforward, and we really recommend using the AI setup if you're having trouble. For each one of the world intels that you complete and do this minigame, you will unlock a new cutscene giving you extra backstory and details about what happened to Jessie, Wedge, and Biggs. So if you love your Final Fantasy lore, you need to do these and see what happened to them. And now we have a powerful accessory that makes stealing significantly easier. In the Beast Battlegrounds in the Dust Bowl area, you can actually beat these arena challenges, and one of them will unlock the powerful noble gloves. It's called the Prison Tourney Subterranean Terrors. This will have you fighting two ogres at the same time, which can be a pain due to their constant staggering. But using fire magic will be super helpful here because they're weak to it, so with some patience and timing, you can do it. These gloves will increase the rate of successfully stealing items from enemies, making them very useful for certain mobs with good materials or gear that you can steal. The next quest in the arena that you unlock by doing this is also going to give you a volume for Tifa's weapon XP, so it's all around worth it. And next is another Mount Nibble region side quest called Esoteric Secrets of the Elders. This side quest gives several rewards, and they're extremely powerful. Firstly, you need to capture the chocobo of the region by luring it past the growing cactuses blocking its path. Then you will need to ride the chocobo around and collect at least 30 choco grass that you will find floating all over the region, mostly above water. We actually suggest getting 45 of these because you can trade them in for various rewards, and at 45 you get a new weapon for Kate Sith called the Galahorn. After this, you will then need to beat the Chocobo Sage in a 1v1 race. You will probably need to give this a few goes to learn the map, when to drift, and we recommend taking the blue Chocobo for its bubble power to help you achieve victory. After you beat him, you will unlock the Chocobo Armband, which is an armor piece that only has 2 Materia slots on it, but it gives Materia in those slots 3 times more AP, making it extremely useful for leveling up rare Materia. This literally makes your farming 3 times faster. Next is a powerful accessory for your spellcasters that will serve you well through pretty much the entire story, and you get it fairly early from the Junon region. It's the Psychic's Charm, giving you bonus MP, magic, and immunity to silence, making it perfect for spellcasters like Aerith. To get this, you need to complete the World Intel in the Junon region to unlock the Classified Intel World Boss to battle, and the Transmuter Chip to craft this item from an excavation site. You will need the Mind Flayer's Crown in order to craft the item, which means beating the Mind Flayer in battle, which is quite tough if you don't know how to pressure him. This enemy is highly resistant to all attacks and magic, so the key here is to use synergy abilities to pressure him and then build up the stagger to deal a ton of damage. So switch between your characters, use their abilities to build up the synergy bars, and then do synergy attacks to pressure it, using abilities that build up stagger rapidly like Cloud's Focus Thrust, and then using your summon once it's available. This should see you destroy him in no time. Once beaten though, you can then craft the item and put it on your magical caster so you never have to worry about being silenced again. Next, we have the Gongaga Battle Intel Distant Tremors, which can be done around level 35 and will have you battling 3 rounds against 2 Savage Grandhorns, these are weak to fire by the way, then 2 Sandstorm Drakes, which are weak to air, and then 2 Maloceros, I think that's how you say their name, and these are also weak to fire. So long as you bring a fire and air materia on a few of your party members, this one shouldn't be too difficult. It might take a couple of tries, but beating this will give you another elemental materia, which is fantastic for adding massive damage to your weapons, but also when used on an armor slot, it can absorb enemies' magical spells if you link it with a matching elemental materia. This is extremely strong in the end game, especially the hard VR missions, so it's definitely worth getting this for the extra elemental materia. Next, if you loved Fort Condor in the first remake, then you should know it is back, but only in the Junon region. During the Proto-Relic World Intel quests, you will unlock several Fort Condor battles, and after doing all of them, you'll unlock a hard mode for these battles. So, if you want to jump back into this amazing minigame, make sure to do the Proto-Relic quests in Junon, or you will miss out on it. And then near the end of the game, you will actually gain access to traveling the world by sea, and this opens up a large area to explore. But within this area are 4 different Pirate King Grotto locations that each have a mini-boss to fight and a material needed to craft the Corsair's Compass. This is an accessory that gives the character 3 ATB bars when they use 5 types of commands in close succession. This is great for a character who can spam moves fast like Cloud, or characters that require 3 ATB for certain skills like Yuffie. Here is the 4 locations of these grottos so you can go directly to them, beat the mini-boss, and craft it for yourself. As an extra tip, when you have the compass, it will actually locate nearby jetsams, which are needed to craft the additional hard mode endgame items, and some of them are super powerful, so this is a win-win. Next is the absence of a signed side quest in the Cosmo Canyon region, and this is for all of the Aerith fans out there. The quest itself has you going around to specific sites taking photos of lights in the sky. It only gives the tarot card accessory as a reward directly, but if you do this correctly, you get a bunch of extra Aerith lore and 5 additional key items, including different photographs of Aerith in candid moments if you time the photo shots correctly at her. Of course, on the lead up to the end of the game, you're going to be sure to look back happily on this quest if you took the time to do it. And then we have the party animal side quest called Can't Stop Won't Stop in the Coral region, which is within the Golden Saucer. This is unlocked later in the game, but offers some very powerful rewards. You will need to beat the Shinra Middle Manager in a variety of minigames to claim the title of the Ultimate Party Animal. Doing this will grant you the powerful Ultimate Party Animal Queen's Blood card to add the loser's score to the winner of each lane, which is a real game changer in those endgame matches. You also get the Robot Chocobo by beating him in Chocobo Racing, and at the very end, you get the super rare Gambler Materia, letting you use a random teammate's magical spell for a reduced MP cost. This also unlocks Sephiroth in the 3D Brawler, who is very challenging but rewards a ribbon. So if you think you're good at minigames, give this quest a try and see how you get on, because it is quite the challenge. Share any quests you think people shouldn't miss out on down below so we can all learn together, and we'll have more Final Fantasy Rebirth coming your way soon.